Securities, an education and information firm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. And every morning I go through what happened overnight, actually over the last few weeks as well, and try to forecast what we're likely to see today and the next few days on our market and the global market as well. And I'll show you what is hot and what is not, and what you should hold and what you should fold. And by the way, if you have any feedback, we would like certainly to hear from you. And I'll give you the details on how you can communicate with us at the end of this presentation. Well, overnight and from around the globe, we start with Wall Street, where we've seen the Dow going up above 26,000 for a first time since the big decline earlier in the year, up to 0.05%, 26,269, on top of the 268 rise yesterday and 92 the day before. So the momentum is up and up and up, and please don't stop and stand in front of a fast moving train. The S&P 500 index, that's the broader index, was up 1.4%. The Nasdaq was up 0.8%. And in Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was up 3.5%. In London, the FTSE was actually up 2.6%, and in Germany, the DAX was up 3.9%. In Japan, the Nikkei was up 1.3%, and in China, the Shanghai index was unchanged. On our market yesterday, we've seen a huge jump, 1.8%, 106 points, getting very close to 6,000 level. Are we going to reach the 7,200 that we've seen a few months ago, the peak? Well, we'll have to wait and see. The ASX futures indicating that the market most likely will open higher by 73 points. Gold down $3. Actually, it's a lot more than $3, but remember, yesterday morning was 1,334, and the day before in the morning was 1,750. So really, it's nearly $50 down for the last 3 days. However, the $3 here is indicating the change from last night to this morning. But when you compare what happened every morning, you can see a big decline. Silver below $18 per ounce, $17.93. Copper was down, and Brent oil steady at $39.80. And West Texas crude oil also almost steady at $36.72. Soybeans has seen 2 positive days. It looks like it hasn't been any changes. Actually, it looks like the market may have been closed. Okay, well, in terms of the Australian dollar against the US, 69.2, against the euro, 61.6, against the British pound, 55.06 British pence, and against the New Zealand, 108. And if you're trading Bitcoin, Bitcoin was trading this morning at 9,535, up $75 from yesterday morning. And that converts to approximately 13,835 Australian dollars. That is down $365. Could you believe it? Okay, we like to look at the charts where we can pick up indicators. You can see here the market now is above 61.8 retracement from the very peak to the very bottom that we've seen recently. And it hovered around the 50% retracement, tested the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, well above it. Well, I would not be surprised that between now and the end of the year, we're going to see the high of 2,948 flirted with or maybe exceeded. Remember, there is an election in November, and Trump and his mates will try to do everything possible to push the market up. Now, the parabolic stop and reverse on the weekly is positive, the stochastic positive, and when it comes to the daily, we can see a lot of positive indicators. The stochastic, the parabolic stop and reverse. We can see the 50-day moving average really converging towards the 100. That's very positive for the long term. The short term, that is dotted orange line, the 9-day moving average above the 21, again positive. and the candle well very close to the upper band of the Bollinger Band. That is also very positive. Well, the Bollinger Band, upper band, will most likely probably go higher. And remember, if that green candle gets above the 200-day moving average and stays above it, we are in for a very bullish movement for the next few weeks, months. On our market, where we are so behind the US market, again, we did exactly the same thing. We tried to converge towards the 50% retracement. We did. We are above it. Certainly, we're probably going to go towards the 61.8% retracement, and then who knows whether we're also going to copy the market and reach the 7,209 before the end of the year. In the daily chart, stochastic bullish, parabolic stop and reverse bullish. Again, the same thing with the 50-day moving average converging. The candle is going to perhaps today surpasses, it might surpass that 100-day moving average, the pink, well below the 200, so we'll see what happens in the next few days. We also have the 9-day moving average above the 21, which is very positive and bullish. Looking at the chart here, of all those days, several days in the past, only one day we've seen the declines exceeding advances. That is, again, you're looking here, you can see that with the volume going up and the advances exceeding declines. Look, for the last, this is the weekly, this is the daily, and here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row where the advances exceeding declines. So again, we have a very strong momentum. So we cannot really again dispute that fact and try to be a contrarian. Our mechanical system that we have designed, we can see that the American market is bullish. Gold starting to decline a little bit. We actually this morning said that yes, we can see a bit of decline for the conservative trader and aggressive. We were bullish right through. But remember, 3 days ago we started to see some signs that the gold was hovering, and we're starting to worry about where gold was heading. Silver again had a drop, but not as bad as gold, and we're still bullish except for the investor, the long-term investor, and we are neutral there but bullish for the rest. In terms of the dollar, very strong. American dollar weak. The euro very strong against the euro. The euro is very strong against the US. The British pound, we've had many days and weeks of bearishness, and we started to see bullish for the British pound against the American dollar. Okay, in terms of here we've got our market here. We can see everything is bullish. Newcrest Mines, even though it dropped yesterday, we're still bullish because remember, some of those indicators take time to form. This is a daily, and we have to really be appreciative that the fact of the matter that Newcrest Mines is still well above the price it used to be about a year ago. Is it going to go to 1,900 as it did in 2008 or 9? That's a good question. Anyway, we can see here there is a momentum for all the traders and investors. Of all the companies, Wesfarmers shows very strong bullish across all type of investors and traders. The banks had a major recovery from bearishness for a long time, and we continue to be bullish for the aggressive and the very aggressive trader, for ANZ, CBA, Macquarie Bank, NAB, and Westpac. All right, now yesterday we've seen some companies with some very good healthy return. Zip continues to appear on our radar. 22% yesterday, rise. Infigen Energy, South 32, again appears with high volume and higher price. 7% rise in the price of stock South 32. Qantas, again, after touch, $52.30. And remember, it was $16 only a few weeks ago. All search was below $2, $3.62. ANZ was down to $15.90, $18.92. You can see a lot of goodies here. And by the way, this slide will be on our website very shortly. And if you want a copy of it, all you have to do is call us. Again, we look at volume across the various stocks, and any company that had increase in the volume above the average volume, because here you can see that the average volume was 18 million.7 transaction per day. Well, yesterday we've seen 19.4 million transaction, and the price went up by, look, by nearly 4%. So again, price goes up, volume goes up, you need to really understand why. And S32 has been appearing on our radar, and we show you this slide every day on our website. So again, if you want a copy of it, you can actually go to the website, and I'll give you the address later on. And all these companies, again, you can see here, this company went up by 12.5%. Flexi Group, we're trading Flexi Group, $15.6% rise in the price yesterday. And with the volume, average daily volume 3.4 million. Well, yesterday we've seen 13.8 million. And all these companies again showing higher prices and higher volume. And on the downside, if you want to go bearish, you've got the Select Harvest. We've been looking at this for quite a number of days. Freedom Foods, again down, again higher volume and lower price. Again, that's really indicating something. In terms of announcement, looking here at 11:30 today, we have the trade balance and retail sales. We expect the retail sale to be down nearly 18%. Now, if it's less than 18%, that will be positive. The trade balance, we expect 7.5 billion surplus. Let's see what happens here, thanks to China's import of our iron ore with higher price. So we'll see what happens here at 11:30. In terms of tonight, unemployment claims, they expect 1.8 million people claiming for unemployment claims, and productivity quarter on quarter, labor cost, and trade balance. Again, we'll see what happens tonight. In terms of yesterday and results, AIG Construction Index was reasonable, very good. Our GDP was down, negative, and now the Treasury is saying that next quarter is going to be another negative, which means, technically speaking, we are in a recession. Australian approvals, we expected a drop of 10.8. Well, that's very positive. We only dropped 1.8. Negative, but still not as bad as we thought. The PMI in China, 55, which is above 50, which is positive. Tonight, last night, we've seen non-farm employment. They expected 9 million, and luckily it was only 2.7 million non-farm employment change. Okay, so that's a drop. So that's actually more unemployed people. And the PMI, well below 50, very negative. Everything we said today is actually for general advice only, and before you take any action, please consult with us or with your professional advisor. I don't know your financial circumstances, and obviously there is no guarantee that everything I said will turn gold. There is risk and reward that you need to be aware of, and you need to understand your risk appetite before you take any action. If you have any questions and you want to talk to us, all you have to do is you can write to me, George at FS Securities, plural. FS stands for full service. fssecurities.com.au. You want to ring my mobile? I'm available 7 days a week, nearly 12 hours a day, except when I'm playing tennis, I'm playing bridge, I'm playing whatever. And you can call me 61, the country code. You don't need the 0. 61 for overseas people, 61 411 259526. Local people, 0411 259526. Have a good day and happy trading.